to my gameplay of the Outer Worlds. This is DDUSMC, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope I do it a little bit better than the first time that I did this morning right after work, but let's get started. The last time I was in here this morning, I was actually trying to get the antique saber. So let's see if I actually got that, so I don't have to come back. Yes, there it is. Antique saber is one of the many few things that you can decorate your ship with. Little tidbits that you can throw to your colleagues that you gather along the way. See, I love games like this where you get to play as a RPG style and create your own character, choose your own path of how you do stuff. You know, this is one of the reasons why I like this game. The things that I wish they would have done a little bit different with it is the fact of, like I touched on this morning, I wish, like, when you're running, instead of just dropping down like this into a sneak, you know, I wish you could actually do like a slide into cover, fire from cover itself. But, you know, I'm not gonna like degrade the game to where it's a bad game. I see hits and misses on this game that I wish they would have done a little bit differently, but to other players that might be actually something that they actually like about said game. And honestly, it's everybody's opinion, so just enjoy the game the way you like it. Now, I came back to town because I completed one of the missions for one of your followers, and figured I'd get him out of the way, get him in my party, and it's a little bit more firepower.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted. Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously.
Oh, I actually like the graphics.
But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport.
Yeah.
You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
They did a really good job on the graphics of the game. Water actually looks pretty good. The sky, the trees movement is pretty insane.
Certainly.
It's just one of these games that,
most of my money,
you know, I was glad that they actually decided to
I'd
make.
Be happy to watch your back.
And I've been waiting for it a long time.
With a toss ball stick, or any blunt instrument,
I don't
I'm also
see
a passable gun hand if it comes to
a lot of people like downgrading it, but you know, I just see it from my perspective that
as well.
You know, they've done an amazing job. And if you ever watch this and you see all these misses, like my wife is my biggest critique.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you.
She's a YouTube fanatic over here, so she's always gonna give me...
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain.
See, I can't really go, honey, I can't really go and like compare it to a lot of games because, I mean, they are some of the developers of Fallout New Vegas and other games along that line, and when they played their you played through those games, I mean, it's the same concept, except they can
you on the ship when
carry
you're ready to
on the
depart
Fallout
Vale, Captain.
Genre, so they made it their own, and the whole game process itself is, I just lost my trail of thought there, but the way they did it was they wanted to bring another Fallout type game, but their whole new perspective of their meaning to it, which is a good idea. I mean, I did like playing a lot of the Fallout 76, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout games, but you know, they've switched hands over the years so many times that I'm glad that they actually decided to come back and bring out their own game. I appreciate that they actually decided it was time for them to bring RPG like this back out. I was actually excited when I heard that Outer Worlds was coming out. Everybody plays in their own playstyle on this, honestly. Sorry about that. My headset likes to turn off at the most random opportunities. People go into I totally spaced out what I was gonna do on this. Thanks to my wife over there. But this would be my second broadcast video, so I apologize if I'm not the greatest, you know, explainer on this. I just like to play the games themselves. You know, I'm no world crack YouTuber. Hopefully I can just play the game, people enjoy the video, and that's what matters to me on this. To me, that is the biggest key point that I like on a video game is just being able to play the game and have fun. And some of these games anymore, they go and you play them for so much time and put so much effort into the game, and the game just basically ends there.
Get ready.
But with Outer Worlds I've seen so far, I played it through to the end once already, but I've seen that you can play it, you know, multiple different times, and the game stays fun because of the fact you can change things up so constantly. And that's what I like on a game is the constant pressure. I mean, it's not one of those games that will just stop abruptly and you just don't want to play it no more. It keeps going. And I enjoy games like that. Then I can play different ways. Like, one way I might want to play to where I'm just doing everything God honest, be very lawful. Another one I might actually just, like, everything I see I might loot. And honestly on here I do like the fact that when, like, say you find something that is somebody's and, you know, it's read to you, you're stealing it, that is a good thing on here, that if you do take it and they don't catch you doing it, that you can actually go and the moment you take it, it becomes yours. They can't come back and take it back from you. I actually enjoy that. Like, you can equip it right then and you don't have to go and fence it to rebuy it back, and then you're able to use it like you do on some of the older games, like what you did in Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Like, anytime you stole anything, you had to sell it to get it back.
Beginning security. Incoming. Everyone all right?
I do enjoy that whole new concept. Now I think I'm gonna have to break some stuff down here. Oh yeah. Something I do like on their armors and stuff like that, like, they have so many different cool looking sets of armor on here, and, you know, that is something that I've seen in a lot of games that they try to do, is like different armors and stuff, and I actually enjoy, like, how they made the armors look. I actually enjoy the fact that, you know, you can have multiple different armors, colors, um, and that's one thing I've actually enjoyed so far.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right.
Everyone all right? Down they go!
Not a peep for me.
Not yet. That's where we'll be doing this quest to, but we need to adjust some power here first. All that ammo for a spread. Not every day that you get a message that says, here, just drink this, calm down. We're just gonna try to attack you. thought I just unlocked that door. Oh. You got to enter the passcode.
Don't mess with us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Processing. Sweeping the...
Here they come! The last of them!
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. All systems fully operational. Return journey
Now just only
successfully
imagine
completed.
if we all actually had
Spacer's
to do
Choice would like to thank
little
you for
ads for
complying
everything we
with
said
your
like they do on
duties.
this game. That'd be crazy.
Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion, all hostile in compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist. Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
And you get a little follower that really doesn't ever join you that I know of. I think he just does like a little submission. From what I can tell anyway. I mean, who knows? He might be some character that is like a secret character that you can have on your party and you just didn't know about. Now, me as a gamer, I enjoy running along, finding stuff that I can collect during the game. I enjoy like having that excess objects of you know, just odds and ends that like to make sure that I can say, hey, I had every piece of armor, every weapon, and I'll save it on my ship. That way I can just have it as a trophy.
No, 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 just leave me alone.
Almost blasted you, Jeremy.
Not real. You're not real.
I'm not gonna lie about it. The first time I actually ran across Jeremy in here after I did this, I wasn't paying attention. I just thought it was another one of these mechanical sentries. I unloaded on him. He didn't want to die. I couldn't figure out why until I read the name.
Target reacquired. Manuals may be ordered from Spencer's Choice. Unexpected.
No, 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 just leave me alone. No, 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 just leave me alone.
Later on, there's a guy that you will talk to that is wanting these guides to mechanical engineering. This is one of them you'll need for him. This is the pit inside the geothermal plant, so that's definitely one of the things you'll need to find here. It's always good to know exactly where it's at.
Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I definitely enjoy the different opinions that you can give them.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. You mean, why did the mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
That's the way to live your life. Everybody else is dead, and I guess I missed out on that one too.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
The options you get, let me tell you, it's actually refreshing.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Oops. Wrong turn. Before I leave, make sure I got rid of everything I don't need.
one.
If I remember right, that's part of a decoration for your house. Oh, your ship, sorry. Now I can say this, this game does take a while to get through the planets. Sometimes it just is a lot quicker to go through and just do what you need to. I believe that if you just go and rush through it, then you miss so many little things that you can add to your gameplay. I feel like I've been missing something, but I can't remember exactly what I'm missing. So I keep checking.
What happened? Sprat fell into a transformer again? I know, I'm trying to think.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands. Nothing. With the power gone, we've got to conserve our supplies.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
This woman's a little sick and twisted, but...
One of us want to go see what happened?
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
Adelaide's okay.
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
There we go.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. No kidding. Really? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
And now it's time to turn in all the quests.
I've got some time. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room?
There's something outside the walls today.
Something got you down? Nothing.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then, I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. Processed, liquefied, retextured Saltuna rendered in a chemical bath, of course. Well, mostly Saltuna. We've been experiencing a Saltuna shortage, you see. So we've had to improvise. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms, bit of sand, tossed some canid bits in our processor once. It all tastes like Saltuna in the end. Couple years, give or take, right around the time the first wave of plagues hit the town. Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life. You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
soon as I go and get her done and get them to go back to Edgewater, I think, and then go get Visker, I'm gonna call it for this one. I'm sorry that it's not like a lot of YouTubers to where they constantly talk. I just prefer to let people see the gameplay instead of hearing me ramble on.
Look at that. The snake's come back. And suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
I know, I'm trying...
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with? Nothing.
Something must have changed in Edgewater.
Never liked Reed. We didn't always... Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard straight. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do. Let me know if I can do something for you. I don't know.
Had your rations yet?
Okay, I guess he already went back to my ship. Something I do notice that they could have done that I thought might be a really good thing is like change the, or you can change the design of the ship, make it look to what you'd want to see, but
Is this your ship? Oh
Yeah.
my stars, she is just
I'm not
so
gonna
handsome.
complain.
Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Well, now that I have everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, I apologize. I'm still new at this, but everybody have fun and take care.